direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the Ecowas standby force with all its elements immediately. Order the deployment of the Ecowas standby force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger.
The president of Nigeria and the Ecowas had just given an order that Niger should be invaded by the Nigerian military and the Ecowas forces. This is as a result of peacekeeping and some agreement that was met, even though they have tried to meet Niger to settle it peacefully. And of course, the deadline expired on Sunday, but Niger refused to accept any offer coming from the US, the Ecowas, or whatever government that is coming from. The junta military has refused to bow down, because one of the worst things you would do is to threaten an army man or a military man. He will always come for war. They are trained as weapons. Nigerian military junta blocked meeting with joint delegation of Ecowas, AU and UN. In a press statement released by Ecowas Commission and exclusively obtained by Parallel Fact Media, it stated that effort by the Ecowas, AU and UN delegation to make these final decisions but met brick walls. Now listen attentively. You heard they said UN, United Nations. We have been having politicians killing people in Africa. We didn't see the United Nations coming to settle it. The moment you block their business, they get angry. And you would think they are coming for peacekeeping. These guys don't care for peace. I think the world should wake up to this noise. These guys do not care for peace. And I said it in my other video that this thing will affect Nigerians more if eventually this war should start. Yes, it's going to affect Niger, but it's going to affect Nigerians more. We may not be in war, but there's going to be hunger strike. There's going to be terrible situations. You can't even come out. More criminality will rise because the soldiers that will be defending your country will be fighting another country. Thereby, internal forces will start fighting your own country. I said it before, and I'm going to read out some things. Now, the closure of Nigeria's border with the Niger Republic and the potential use of military options to resolve the political crisis there pose a threat to the nation's export to Francophone West African nations, which will total more than 160 billion naira. This is number one loss. The seventh largest uranium producer in the world is the Niger Republic. The country produced 2020 metric tons of uranium in 2022, with France being the main consumer at a price of roughly $130 per kilogram. The Niger crisis has compelled certain Western countries, including France, the Netherlands, the United States, and the European Union, to stop providing help to the country. You see, now what they do is this: they come to Africa, they share Africa. They will say, okay, South Africa is owned by the US. You see, God, I don't even know how to put this. These guys are using Africans as their business monopoly. They come to Cote d'Ivoire, they share it. Say Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Singapore. They just fence it and say, okay, this one belongs to Russia. This place belongs to China. This place belongs to America. This side belongs to UK. They are sharing it. This place belongs to Canada. They keep sharing Africa as if it is their birthright. So those that are in the soil, if they can see a way of taking them down, like let them not exist again, removing their existence, and they will now come in and exploit it well, you understand, they will do it. So it's disheartening that Africans can never have the decision to make on their own in their country. You see countries that produce great resources, powerful resources, but what happens? They suffer the more, whereas those who consume their resources enjoy the more. but Africans are waking up. You should remember that 10 members of the Economic Community of the West African State, that is the Ecowas, including Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Togo, Liberia, Ghana, Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire, Cape Verde, Benin Republic, and Senegal, agreed that using force to break the deadlock in the Niger Republic is not out of the question. Aside from the assets of each regional bank being frozen along with those of the states and business in commercial banks, sanctions on the Niger Republic also include the suspension of any business dealing with the nation. Africans are fighting Africans. No, but I think it's not Africans that are fighting Africans, it is the politicians that are fighting Africans. And if you are a military in any of these countries that will be fighting Niger Republic, back down. You know, one error that, I don't think there's ever a time we've had a war so emotional like this before. Yes, I know that Nigerians have been used to go for peacekeeping in some African countries, maybe that had issue with maybe politicians or terrorists or thereabout. But this is an emotional war, and that is why so many people are shouting that Tinubu should not involve Nigeria in this, because this same Niger they want to fight is being supported. The military has the backup and the support of the people. We saw in a stadium where over 30,000 people came to show solidarity to the military. So it's an emotional war. There is no way you are coming to fight the military, the soldiers, that you will not affect the people. And by the time the people are being killed or affected, it creates generational scar. Countries are rising against the Western countries, the European countries that are coming to steal from them, destroy their community carelessly. They don't care who is living there. People are dying on daily basis, and you want to go to war with them. It will raise a generational scar that at the end of the day, why Tinubu and all these politicians are out, those who have signed for this war out, the innocent ones will be there to carry the cross. That is why we are advising them to back down. But they refuse. So you as a Nigerian, the moment you see yourself in Niger, there's this kind of this xenophobia will begin. You understand? They begin to kill Nigerians. They say your government came and fight us. Whereas those Nigerians they want to kill are not the ones that caused the war. It was the selfish government. They won't ask you. It is the people, it is the poor people that will eventually suffer for all this mess. I don't know how I'm going to keep saying this. What is the wrongest decision that Nigeria and its body is about to make? They are sending innocent soldiers that receive 45,000 naira or 50,000 naira as a salary. That is not even up to $1. Sorry, it's not even up to $100. You know that 50,000 is not even up to $100. That is what they pay the military. And you want to send them for war? The allowances they give them for food every day, 100 naira in the morning, 100 naira in the afternoon, 100 naira in the evening. You want to send them for war? My God. I will urge them, instead of you to go for this war, resign with dignity. It won't favor Nigeria. I have a lot of things to read out on what Nigeria stands to lose if they go into war with Niger. But let me leave it at this point. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.